Sagittarius, what's good? I have chosen to do Sagittarius as the first fire sign because, as Beyonce says, I fell in love with the Sagittarius, y'all. So they will be the first fire sign out. Super excited to be doing your very first monthly, especially during the astrological new year. Everything is new for everyone, so just falling into alignment with that energy there. I've already pulled your cards. We're doing a 5 card elemental spread. We are going to have a card for every element and then a card for your spirit message. I will tell you, Sagittarius, I've already done your reading last week. I could not get that bitch to save, upload, any of it. The message from that reading last week was I remember you having the Ace of Cups and the Three of Swords. In the deck I was using, the Ace of Cups had like little rain droplets, and so did that Three of Swords, that heartbreak. It was basically, the message was all about allowing new love to come in, love period to come in, and wash away a lot of the tar that's on your heart. So for those of you that still resonate with that message, you better love and be loved, okay? But as far as this week's reading goes, I really love it. I really do. Your reading is funny because you have the Ace of Air for your spirit message, and then in the Earth placement you have the Hierophant, which is of course Taurus. So you have a lot of alignment going on in your spreads, which I like a lot. So we're just gonna get right up into it. You, like I said, for your spirit message, got the Ace of Air. So this sign, of course, as you can see, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, air sign energy, right? But this is basically, when I talk about the Ace of Swords or the Ace of Air, this is all about new thoughts, new processes coming in, new mentalities coming in, new sorts of communication being available to you. So this is basically just saying, Spirit is hoping that you bust wide open one time and allow them to kind of come in and allow your creator to talk to you directly, allow your creator to download to you the messages that they see fit, allow them to give you messages that are in your highest good and for the alignment of everyone. I also, when I pull this card, there's a lot of truth that comes with the element of swords, getting in touch with truth, getting in alignment with your highest version of truth, no matter what that is. Sagittarians are also truth seekers. Your sign is absolutely known for being insatiable. You guys want to know the truth about damn everything. It doesn't matter. You're the philosophers, so it matters to y'all. So congratulations, that's your spirit message. In the earth element, you've got the Hierophant. This card talks all about marriage, religion, anything that is traditional and binding, contractual. So for me, coming up in the earth element, this is telling me a lot of you guys are either dealing with, considering getting married, going into like a contract with a business partner, going into some sort of religious space, if you will, really dabbling in, getting in touch with what it is that guides you, what it is that, there's a saying that says a man who is unaccountable to a higher power is a danger to himself. I really feel like this is starting to show in your physical. I feel like you guys getting in touch with, again, especially if it's a religious aspect, allowing there to be a connection with your creator in whatever form that is. So to me, this could mean a few things. This could mean that in the physical, some of you are planning on getting married, some of you are planning, a future with somebody, you're considering marriage, and you want to go before God and say, hey, this is what I want to do with this person. Is this in alignment for my mission? Or some of you are having, a lot more time on your hands, I'm hearing, and that needs to be filled with prayer. I don't know why I'm getting that message, but yeah, you guys apparently need to pray. um, this could also be a card that, since it does talk about both marriage and religion, trying to find a way to, if you are in a relationship with someone, it's almost like, does this person fall in line with my religious beliefs? Do my religious beliefs affect the way that I love, affect the way that I'm engaging in my partnerships? Or do you need to be more prayed up when it comes to, your partnerships, even if these are business partnerships? Do you need to be a little bit more aware of how you want to move religiously, how you want to move with your traditions, and how to also embrace forward momentum when it comes to these things? You can be, as by the book as you want to be, as orthodox as you want to be. You can also not have a fractured relationship with religion, have your own version of spirituality, and that can be fine too. So with this, again, paying attention to, if your goal is to get married, first you gotta ask. If your goal, is to get back into church, or is to find that divine, communication with Creator, then it's time to get on your knees and pray. This could be a number of things, especially because it's in the physical. I feel like a lot of you are either considering going back to church, a lot of you are considering partnering up in a business, or a lot of you are trying to figure out what is in alignment for your religious or spiritual path in the physical. Moving right along, which I think is funny, to the water element. So the water element was where you had previously, if I'm not mistaken, you had the Ace of Cups. And it's funny because it's like you guys have had a whole new, in a week, change of perspective, which is probably why that video would not upload. The Hangman is basically all about looking at things from a different point of view. Not being so stuck in the way that you see things, but allowing other people, other opinions, other ideas to penetrate. So a lot of times too with this card, if you don't voluntarily change your perspective, there could be some shit that goes down that will force you to be able to see somebody else's side, to be able to walk in someone else's shoes. If you look at homeboy here, he doesn't seem too bothered by hanging upside down from a whole ass branch. But if you do look underneath him, there is water. This is all about, not only is it in alignment with its placement, but this is all about how can you change your perspective on your emotions. Maybe some of you are too guarded. Maybe some of you have religious barriers that, affect who and how you love. Maybe some of you are interested in partnership, same-sex partnership, and religion has had a hand in, condemning you and telling you no. Maybe this is a changed perspective as far as love itself. Maybe this is a changed perspective on how you feel, what emotions you carry, what emotions you allow to kind of rule over you. And maybe this is just a changed perspective of being able to see something from your partner's point of view. Maybe this is literally just a changed perspective of how you see yourself. There is a need for you to operate with duality, to be able to see things from another angle, to be able to look at a thing and not judge it immediately, but for you to kind of, instead of trying to make something fit into your box and what you believe, taking a little adventure outside of that box to kind of get to know a little bit more about yourself through the opinions or the thoughts or feelings and emotions of someone else. In the air element, you have 8 of fire, if I'm not mistaken. This is swiftness. So this is talking about being able to think, and also being able to think not only quickly, but having the precision to guide your thoughts and to make a good decision in real time. So this is saying you've been thinking a lot about maybe some of the decisions you have made, maybe some of the things you've rushed into. You see those are race cars. Maybe, you would have done certain things differently had you had a different perspective, or you would have slowed down, or you would have sped up and done something faster. This is all about, again, how is it, and it's funny because this is Mercury in your sign. How is it that you can think quickly, but also with truth? Also, how can you bring philosophy to the table, again, real time? How can you do these things in action? That sometimes is a hard thing for people to do. Sometimes people have to really take a whole hiatus. Sometimes they really have to sit and ponder and think and flip shit upside down and do all kinds of crazy shit in order for them to come to a resolution. This is basically saying we are going to speed up the process of how you download these things, especially because you have divine messages that need to come into you. I don't have time to be wasting with you trying to get you to see something differently, I need you to understand what I'm trying to say right now. So with that in mind, how are you going to move now? How are you going to clear space mentally for Creator to download messages that you need to hear, that you need to understand? You've got to first invite Creator in. You first have to say, hey, I want this connection. I want this communication. Teach me. Show me. And then shut up and allow that to happen. It's funny because Gemini had a very similar message of, you've got to make mental space, and then you've got to be mentally silent in order for you to communicate effectively with your Creator. You can't just keep talking to Creator consistently and also download messages. Sometimes that can work. Most of the time it doesn't, because we're too caught up in what we're trying to say. And instead of being able to say what we need to say, we are taking the opportunity away from Creator to say what Creator needs to say. As you can see, even me trying to navigate that whole sentence, rough. So, this is basically, again, saying, how can I clear up mental space to be faster, to think better, to move my thoughts along in a more precise, accurate way, even if they're quick, even if, I'm making decisions that seem irrational. They make sense to me. They're moving me in the right direction. They are in alignment. In the place of fire, you have judgment. I don't know if it's because you feel judged or if it's because you are embracing the judgment of people around you. This judgment could also be coming from a higher source, and you could really be feeling that. I more so am picking up you feeling like you have a hard time connecting to God because of some of the things that you feel you've done, or maybe some of the ways you've let Creator down. If you look at this card, he's staring into a mirror that is broken. This is saying that you're seeing yourself in different versions, different variations, different timelines, but also that you have a fractured self-image, which also came up for Gemini. You have a hard time looking yourself in the mirror for some reason, or you feel as though other people have a certain perspective about you that really affects your self-image. What I feel to tell you, God isn't the one judging you the way that you think. Your judgment, if you're still alive, has yet to happen. So you need to stop tripping on, oh, I've done this, or stop holding yourself hostage to all of these different versions of yourself, and understand, like, this man is still a whole ass man. This mirror is just a reflection of how he feels. It's not a reflection genuinely of what is presented, right? It's not real. So you can change your reflection at any point in time. The mirror is just going to show you what you put out. So if you have a fractured relationship with yourself, if you have a fractured self-image, the mirror is going to pick that up and reflect. This is just saying you need to get clear about who you are, where you're going, what you're doing, real time, in order for you to better this relationship with yourself and allow Creator to kind of come in and tell you, like, hey, all that shit, no, it doesn't matter. This is what matters now. This changed perspective, okay? Judgment also talks about karma. Some of you are experiencing karmic fire right now. Some of you, it's funny because I feel like some of you who may have had a fractured self-image are really coming out of that and are stopping, or they are learning to stop judging themselves so harshly, especially because they understand like this fractured mirror, this brokenness was from a long time ago. It's from a different timeline. It's not from right now. So it's okay to let go of that and embrace where you are now. Creator can't tell you that if you are too busy trying to tell Creator all the things. Okay, I'm so sorry I did this and I apologize for that. Yes, Creator knows. It's okay. Shut the hell up and meditate and pray. That's it. That's all you really need to do to gain that connection and to let go of that judgment. You have to understand too that judgment in this karma card is out of your control. A lot of things that happen to you in your life that you feel such a way about, they were meant to happen to put you on a different path. If you were already, if you were doing one thing and it felt so right and it felt so good, and then all of a sudden, there was just an entire shift. There was just a very quick, hard left turn. That was for your benefit. It wasn't to punish you. It was to course correct. Okay? So Creator just really led you right back to home. Through your mistakes, through your perceived failures, you ended up exactly where you were supposed to be. This card here in the front, not only can it take tight curves, not only, is it whooping all the other cards' asses, not that that matters, but, that card was able to do that from a certain level of fearlessness. Sagittarians are all about adventure. You guys are all about new shit. You guys are all about, stepping out to the unknown. Sometimes that gets y'all a little fucked up and has you hanging from a tree. That's okay. Creator meant for that to happen to you. Creator wouldn't have hung you to dry for no damn reason. So allow karma, allow Creator to come in to help fix this busted, broken image that you have of yourself or that others have of you, and open up to a new divine source. Open up to new spirituality. Open up to, getting back in touch with your religion, if that's what it is. Getting back in touch with source, whatever it is for you. Like I said, I don't myself have a fractured relationship with religion. I think tarot and the Bible go hand in hand just fine. But that's me. That's my personal belief. It's time for you to tap in to find your own. In order to do that, you've got to silence your mind. Even though it moves quickly, you've got to be able to course correct real time and also be able to change perspective at any given moment. It's important for you to be mentally agile. Okay? With that said, you have a very heavy spread. You have an ace on the board. You also have 3 majors. So 3 out of 5. I mean, that's heavy energy. You really are dealing with a lot, especially, again, like religiously, relationships, especially marriage if you are married. But what I do see on the bottom of the deck, which makes me smile, because this is your guys' everlasting energy, you have victory, okay? You can stop holding yourself hostage now. You won. Regardless of how many fucking L's you took, you won. Creator put you in a position to win, even if it took failure after flop after fluke, okay? It was meant to put you on the path that you're on now. And again, like I said previously, I did a reading for you guys about, having your heart broken and allowing love to come in. It was the Ace of Cups. Allowing that new cup, that newfound emotion to come in and wipe the sludge off of your heart. Creator wants to be the one to do that for you, but he can't do that for you if they cannot do that for you if you are so tossed in this self-image. If you are so imprisoned to who you think you are because of the mistakes that you've made. Okay? Stop judging yourself. It's not doing you any good. The rest of us don't give a fuck. So just stop it, okay? If you have wrongs to right them. If you have bridges to burn, burn them. If you want to make amends for whatever reason, do so. Now is the time for fresh, true, honest communication, divine communication. So let it happen. Like I said, I love me a good Sagittarius. I really do. I've worked with a bunch. I, am in partnership with the Sagittarius, so y'all are near and dear to my little baby heart. I really do pray and hope that you all find the connection that is trying to find you. With that said, I'm going to go. Please leave me a comment down below. Tell me if you like the video, if you want to go in more detail, if you want the video to be longer, if you're like, nah sis, 20 minutes of you is plenty. Let me know down in the comments below. Like I said, please keep it respectful. I do have a fire Mercury, so for all my fire signs, you already know what's good. And I will catch you next month. Bye, Saggies.